candy in there? I don't know. Some nuts. A lot of stuff you'd put inside other stuff. Kind of a filling, kind of. Wow. Oh. Hi. I didn't see you there. Sorry. I was recording a little video for my private accounts, but now that I got you here, I guess I'll say hello. Welcome to another YKS. Of course, you've caught me at sort of an inopportune time. Here I am, ready to retire to the boudoir for another long winter's nap. And I'm eating a little bit of fruitcake, which, let me just say this, look at this wonderful Collins Street bakery tin here. You could put like $40 in here and keep it on top of your refrigerator if you wanted to. You could put, well, I don't want to, you guys know what you'd put in there. I'm not going to put any of that in there. But this came to us from Amy and Dave. Thanks, Amy and Dave. The gift message box from the fruitcake place only lets you use a pathetic amount of characters, and this is important. This fruitcake is from a bakery near where I grew up that was famous for its fruitcakes, but now is even more famous because their accountant stole $17 million from them and nobody noticed for a while. Very fun story, and honestly, who among us has not considered defrauding the motherfuck out of our employer? Hopefully nobody who's watching this. And hoping nobody thinks twice about the fact that we suddenly fly private to Italy to buy wine. Happy birthdays, happy holidays, and all that jazz. Thank you so much, Amy and Dave, for your gift of a wonderful fruitcake and a link to a Texas Monthly article. Yeah, is that all they? Is that the only time they ever read in Texas? Sorry, you're probably better off than me. That's interesting. And the fruitcake is one of those things I've always wanted to try. Because I don't really know. I guess I don't know what it is. Does it say what it is on here? Let's have a look. It says it's made of rat shit and camel piss. Well, it's pretty good considering that. Baked in Corsicana, Texas since 1896. Not a lot of stuff sticking around since 1896 that's worth putting in your gob. But, yeah, honestly, I have no idea what this is. I think there's like, you pour a bunch of booze on some nuts. Sounds like me in college. But I don't know what the gummy bear stuff is on top there. But it is, you know, it's good. I don't want to take a bite of it now because I'm talking into the microphone. Also, I didn't know you guys were here. But I guess I'll still upload the video even though, or the podcast, even though so you take the, it's a pecan cake. And then you've got bourbon, rum, brandy, or cognac over the surface of the cake. And then I think you keep doing that over and over again. And then maybe you can also, the recipe for cookies in here. You know what? I'll say this. If I'm the fruitcake company, I'm not letting people know you can eat chocolate chip cookies because that's going to put you out of business. People don't need to know that there's chocolate chip cookies out. I mean, this is good. Don't get me wrong. I'll eat this. Any port in a storm. But you can't be telling people, oh, by the way, there's chocolate chip cookies out there. Here's how you make. It actually couldn't be any easier. It's dead simple. Butter, sugar, chocolate chips. I mean, really, you call it a day after that. In fact, they've even got the things you can just go get at the store, put in the oven. Actually, tell you what, you don't even have to put them in the oven. You can just eat them. And it's like the best thing you could do. I don't think I would write that in my book from 1896. Book. I'm in Tennessee, so I think this is a book. Anyways, no new episode today, guys. That's the fact of the matter. If you listen to this, if you pushed play on this and then hopped in the shower and then brought your phone in with you in the shower and then kind of put your phone behind the shampoo bottle so that in case someone can look through the camera, all they're seeing is like the ingredients of Head and Shoulders and not you massaging your old balls. You're not in a position to stop the episode now, so you didn't know. You thought this was going to be episode 400 and whatever. It's not. Or I guess it is. It is, actually. It's a new thing. It's a new thing altogether, and I'm going to keep the naming convention the way it is, but it's not all new content. Look, I'll be honest with you. It's 3 days before Christmas, or 2 days before Christmas today. I didn't figure everybody was going to be hankering for 2.5 hours of wondering how a toll bridge works from two fat morons in the South. I thought maybe we could skip that, and we could just enjoy our holidays with our families and so forth. So what instead we've done is we've unlocked, for you all who haven't heard it yet, a wonderful episode with none other than Jon Gabrus, a tremendous guest and podcaster in his own right. It was from Miketober earlier this year, and I should have written down which movie it was. That would have made a lot of sense to have handy right now. I wish I could remember all the movies I've watched, but this is the thing, as you get older, do you really, is it possible to remember everything you've ever done? Some say yes. Is there that one lady who can remember everything she's ever done or said or seen or whatever? It feels like fucking hell. My life is much better than Mary Lou Renner, I think is her name. Actually, I want to say she's passed away. Sorry if she hasn't, and sorry if she has too. It's Demons. Of course, it's Demons. With Jon Gabrus from this past Miketober. Everyone loves Miketober. Everyone loves Jon Gabrus. Did everyone love the movie Demons? Well, you'll have to stick around for the rest of this episode to find out, or I guess you could already have listened to it on the Patreon. But, you know, sometimes you get presents that are somebody else's presents. That's not that big of it. It happens on Christmas all the time. Sometimes you get re-gifted a present. You know, they didn't like it very much. But that's not the case with this. Everyone liked this. I guess there's not probably a situation where somebody re-gifts you a gift that they loved the most. Wouldn't make a lot of sense, would it? Well, that's what we've done here. We've re-gifted you all a gift that we loved the most as a token of our affection, as a token of our, laziness around the holidays. And also as an advertisement, of course, for the wonderful content available to you over at patreon.com/yourkickstartersucks. I think we also now have Patreon. We have yourkickstartersucks.patreon.com, if I'm not mistaken. But look, you can Google it, and even though the guys at Google don't want the stuff to work anymore, if you search that, you're probably going to find it. YKS Premium, we've been doing it for years and years, hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Now both audio and video await you over there. It's the reason we make the show, obviously. That's our income, and we put a lot of good stuff on there. We have a lot of fun. So thanks to everyone who supports us. And if you haven't yet, go check it out. Now's a great time to do it too. I'll tell you. We have had the same levels of prices for a very long time. Most of them since we started doing the show, which was a long time ago. And starting March 1st, for new subscribers only, the price is going to go up a couple of bucks on the Patreon. That's not fun for anybody. But me, because I get more money. Just kidding. But I think it's useful, and I think we will make it worthwhile for all those new subscribers. But for the OGs, nothing changes. You've been here for a long time to support us. We really appreciate that. As long as you're subbed, nothing's going to change for you. Whether you're on the Sporange tier, the Squeeze Louise, whatever. No issue. No issue with you. Our issue is with all the Johnny-come-latelys who decide now we're worth a shit. Which, you know, actually, we like those people a lot too. But you got till March 1st. And of course, annual discounts are still going to apply just like they always have. But this is a way to sort of keep up with the times for us and the people who work for us. And we think it's a good value still. And we're going to work really hard to make it even more fun and more valuable for you. We've got a few things that we're planning that I think will be new and interesting over there. That everybody's going to get no matter what level they're on. So you don't have to worry about that. You know, if you've heard, here's a good rubric. If Gabrus is Miketober already you've heard, then you can spend your extra money on birds, right? Because you can now go get a parrot or something with the extra money that you're saving by not being subject to the price increase on March 1st. But if not YKS, you want to work backwards because you want to say, if YKS Premium not you have heard, you do not get to have a bird. So if you're waiting until March 1st to subscribe to YKS Premium, you may find yourself a little bit short when it comes time to buy a bird. But not that much. I mean, not really. It's not that much. I don't know how much a bird costs. I would probably give you about $9 for a bird. So really, this doesn't really affect that amount of money. At any rate, that's next year's problem. So stay tuned for more info on that, or just enjoy this episode. But I also wanted to say, while we're here, while I've got you, we do have some very exciting news that applies to any and all. To go along with the new year, we've got some brand new merch. If you'd like to check it out, head on over to shop.yourkickstartersucks.com. If you're hearing this episode the day it comes out, just a word of warning, it's for patrons only. They've gotten the early access code and a discount code as well for people in the Squeeze Louise tier. But if you're hearing it the day after this episode comes out, you're now free to peruse the site at your leisure. Just a fun little bonus we have baked in for our patrons. Some very cool new stuff. If you know Graydon Speece, who's done a lot of our designs before, he's in the mix. If you know Landon, the gentleman who set up the store for our friends Chris and Brian at The Geysery, you'll be familiar with some stuff there. Some cool new designs, and we're going to keep this thing going as well. It's a limited time. We got a couple of weeks. I think we're closing the pre-orders on the 1st, and then Landon will get to making these things from scratch and sending them your way. So this is not like before where it was, some dickhead company somewhere that's sending a bale of cotton through Latvia before it gets to your house. This is going to be a little more hands-on, and we're really proud of the very cool designs. We're proud of the limited selection of it. A little more curated. You don't get to have my face on a bright pink shirt anymore. This is more selective, okay? But very proud as well of the quality of the goods. So I think that's something that I won't say has been missing, but something that I think people deserve. And you should want to wear cool stuff that helps support the show, but also doesn't paint a target on your back for being a podcast listener. No, I don't know. You know what I mean? I listen to podcasts too. I want to have stuff that's like, it's cool, but it's not like, I'm dorky JF, just feels weird to have that shirt. That'll be in the next drop. Oh, I should take this off as well. This is not a part of the drop yet. The YKS balaclava may be for a future drop. But for the most part, it's stuff that you can safely wear if you work from home and you don't have people reading your shirt all the time and asking you, why does your shirt say that? So check that out, shop.yourkickstartersucks.com. That's more stuff for you there. If you're thinking your Christmas might be a piece of shit, or if it already was a piece of shit, depending on when you've heard this, head on over there and grab yourself a shirt or a hoodie or a hat. And you'll be supporting the show while you do it. I thought while I had you here as well, because I didn't even know you guys were here, but then you showed up. I thought I would do something we like to do over on YKS Premium every now and then, both because by the time we get back in the office here, this news will surely be out of date. But at the same time, I want to advertise to people who haven't heard YKS Premium what they might be missing over there. And I'm praying to God. Grinch. It's Grinch now, actually. And I've said this. The Grinch is more famous than Santa. Santa already surpassed God. I think the Grinch is on top now. I'm praying to the Grinch that Paul Lander from the Humor Times has dropped some, what's the opposite of coal? Diamonds? Down our chimney this Christmas Eve. It's called Ripping the Headlines Today. So let's just go through this and see. It says here, Kim Kardashian has failed the California bar exam. Well, not surprising. She has no experience with briefs. Kim Kardashian doesn't wear briefs because she was at a sex tape. I guess she wasn't wearing briefs for that. Or maybe she did for a little bit of it. Not surprising she has no experience with briefs. You would need to read briefs in order to pass the bar. Yeah, that's probably as good as you can do on that one. I don't think you could do any better than that. Okay, with Pharaoh fanfare, Egypt unveils a huge new museum dedicated to its ancient civilization. I did not know that. A new museum in Egypt. Okay, great. It says here, and the world's first pyramid scheme. Pyramids of Egypt, no doubt, but the new museum... Unless it's in a pyramid, I'm not seeing the connective tissue there for that joke. With Pharaoh fanfare, that's already I'm already tripped up on that. Pharaoh fanfare. Pharaoh, just because it sounds like fair. With much fanfare, Egypt unveils, I'm trying to punch this up, a huge new museum dedicated to its ancient civilization. Oh, how about this? Entry is free, but you have to answer 3 riddles. Or is it 1? However many riddles it is. I would look up how many riddles is the Sphinx before you go into it or whatever, and then I would write that. I think that makes more sense. I know you want to say the pyramid stuff because we all love pyramids and geometry and stuff, but I think it would be funnier to say the Sphinx thing. You think about it a little more. And the Sphinx is also probably in Egypt, so that works as well. Let's see. Nigerian billionaire plans expansion of Africa's biggest oil refinery. According to my emails, that's my uncle. According to my emails, that is my uncle. Plans expansion of Africa's biggest oil refinery. I don't think the oil refinery part is consistent with the email scam he's referring to, but also just kind of feels like the time has passed by the Nigerian billionaire inheritance scam. The scams are different now. The scams are like, I hacked into your phone while you were in the shower listening to that podcast that lazily put out a rerun of an episode. And although the only video I could see was the ingredients of Head and Shoulders, I could hear your wet balls slapping against your leg, so I know what you were doing in there. And I'll send the video out to, I don't know, all your cousins or something. So then your cousin walk on Christmas is really awkward. I don't know if they do the cousin walk on Christmas, but it seems like they should. Let's see here. Tesla's 7th biggest investor, Norway Wealth Fund, voted against Musk pay package. You'd think they'd be more into fjords. That one, actually, I have no qualms with. That is really, really good. I think that's really funny. What could you even say about that? Fjords. Fords is a different kind of car. Norway Wealth is invested in Tesla. That's a car. No brainer. Washington sandwich thrower cleared of assaulting U.S. agent. You guys probably saw this on the news last month or a month before, whatever. He threw a sandwich at one of the bad guys, and he got in trouble for it, or kind of. Although instead of assaulting, he might be guilty of peppering. He might be guilty of peppering. I guess you can put salt and pepper on a sandwich. It's not really something I would do. But I do understand the relationship between assault and food. That's obvious. Gosh, if it was an egg sandwich, you might say it was, the trial was over easy. I don't know if it was an egg sandwich, though. I think I would probably want to do more research on what kind of sandwich it was. I'm sure that's in the court document somewhere, where the cop is like, I think he was going to kill me because there was a lot of salami in there. And then you would be able to work on, okay, what's in salami? Peppercorns, I think, actually. Well, see, there you go. There you would have it right there if you knew it was a salami sandwich. But we don't know that based on the reading of this text. I mean, one of the things about jokes, you do kind of have to, it's a human experience. You kind of have to live in the world to understand where they're coming from. That's comedy, but, okay, let's see here. Almond milk's out, so which non-dairy alternative should we be drinking? That's a good question. Almond milk's out. I didn't know that. I guess that's probably due to ecological reasons, but that's not, but we only have so much time to work with here. It could be it could be elsewhere in the paper. Jack Daniels is really good when poured over Frosted Flakes, or so I've heard. More of a confession, more of a troubling confession. Which non-dairy alternatives should we be drinking? Almond milk is out. We can no longer drink almond milk. Why not? Why not? Because it takes too much water. Maybe we're just pouring water on our cereal. That's funny. They're not all the best joke ever, but I'm just trying to make them make more sense for people. Because it's not just for professional comedians like me. It's for people who are like, I'm some fucking sad sack and I need to smile for 1 week out of the year. And it's my job to do that. That's fucking annoying. Let's see. Man reveals surprising changes he noticed after not masturbating for a whole year. Wow, that's huge. Number 1, opening jars became way more difficult. Man reveals surprising changes he noticed after not masturbating for 1 year. Number 1, opening jars became way more difficult. Golly, opening jars. Because you don't have the hand strength anymore to open, but you could still be doing stuff with your hands. Okay, he didn't masturbate for a year. How about this? His internet service provider called him up for a wellness check. Or maybe you could go like, the Kleenex Corporation stock went down 5%. Is that funny? For something I just thought of right now while I'm just sitting here and I have a bunch of nut cake in my mouth. And it's a bunch of chewy candies and stuff. And also, it's almost Christmas, by the way. Which would you get me? I think that's pretty funny. Okay. Let's do one last one here, and we'll send you on your way with more Gabrus, Mike, JF, and Dan, if he was around for this one. I can't remember if he was or not, but he probably was. LA Dodger Mookie Betts' wife, Brianna, sends one-word message to teammate Freddie Freeman's wife, Chelsea. Word? Niemans! Gotta be honest, I don't have the requisite knowledge to understand what that's about. Obviously, both baseball players, they're married to women, it seems here, and the women have been talking about, is it Neiman Marcus shopping? They want to go shopping. Did Mookie Betts sign a big contract? And did Freddie Freeman sign a contract? Or maybe they've gotten rich or richer than they were, and they're going to go shopping. I don't know. I can't say. It's unfortunate. I think Mookie Betts was recently in the news for palling around with a disgusting little Nazi guy. So it's unfortunate that now his wife also wants to go shopping too, because it's like, Jesus, I can't keep my name out of the paper. First it's for palling around with a Nazi, and then my wife goes shopping too. It's like you can't catch a break. But he'll probably win the World Series, so I think all's right with Mookie and the gang. At any rate, that's it for me. Go check out the shop, shop.yourkickstartersucks.com. Should be up right now for a lot of you, and for the rest of you, check it out tomorrow. And of course, sign up for the Patreon if you haven't yet. Grab some episodes, see if you like it. We sure do like it. I think if you like the regular show, you're going to like that as well. Grab a discount while you can on it. And I hope you enjoy this episode of this year's Miketober number 666, featuring Jon Gabrus, Demons. Take it away, ghouls and ghosts, goblins. Feels weird to say at Christmas time, huh?
JF, 1985 was a banner year in horror.
Yeah, Bruce Banner.
No, that's not. Day of the Dead, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Friday the 13th, Part 5, Fright Night, Return of the Living Dead, which we talked about on this show.
Yeah.
Cat's Eye, Silver Bullet, Howling 2, Teen Wolf, Legend, Tom Cruise.
We get it. You went to Wikipedia.
I went to 2 different websites for this. Reanimator, Transylvania. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jeff.
Yeah. Well,
Ghoulies.
A veritable who's who of some dog shit you're going to make me watch on here in the next 10 years.
That's right. These are all lists of upcoming Miketober movies. But the greatest, perhaps the greatest film released in 1985.
Oh my God.
Was a little film known as Demons by a guy named Lamberto Bava.
I know you don't even think it's the greatest film, so that's just fucking patter.
I actually kind of do now. I kind of have. I've become Italian horror pilled over these past couple of
Jesus
movies here.
Italian horror. What's that? When they run out of marinara at the? Is Dan still here? Or did he have to leave already?
So he's not gonna.
Italian horror is St. Patrick's Day.
And we're joined by Jon Gabrus.
Yep.
Here
I
he
can't
is.
believe 1985, the best movie of the year was Demon.
That's
and not The Last Dragon.
Hard to believe,
The
almost.
Stuff, House. I mean, Life Force.
I think. Well,
You believe
Silver Bullet?
all those movies came out in 19. That's crazy. That's a crazy year for horror movies.
I want to give John an opportunity to talk about what he thinks the best movie of 1985 is, because, of course, in his capacity as an action boy, I know for a fact you have gone over this thing, this particular question so many times before, and you just did Life Force, I think.
Yeah, we did. It was fucking a fun time.
And we did
Return of the Living Dead last year. It's been I mean, there's so many. Look, a 1985 movie that is the horror movie that has fucked me up the most for the longest in my life is Cat's Eye. I'm embarrassed to admit it.
Wow.
But the troll holding Drew Barrymore's nose closed at night has fucked me up for life. Yeah. No movie has had a more of effect on me than that.
I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it even.
Oh, it's a Stephen King trilogy movie. It's like an anthology series connected by a cat. In one, James Woods tries to quit smoking. There's another one which I forget what it is, but then the third one is a troll that sneaks in at night and holds your nose closed and sucks your air out. And I think it truly gave me claustrophobia. Wow. It like fucked me up for life.
Malibu Express also.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Is
a lot of bangers?
Is it so kind of creep show-ish? Is that because it's an anthology? Is it like that? Like
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How does the troll in that compare to the troll in Ernest Scares Stupid?
It's even smaller. The troll in this is more like ghoulies, critters, munchies sized. Okay. And he has a little dagger that the mom finds after the cat saves Drew Barrymore's life. Spoiler.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard of saving the cat. But the cat saving the main character. What does that tell you?
Here we go. Selling your screenplay book again.
The little troll guy.
He's like just a little piece of shit. Okay, got it. Yeah, he's not really anything. The troll in Ernest Scares Stupid is fucking.
He's a big
horrific
fucker. Yeah.
The amount of times me and my brothers used to say Bavarian Miak growing up because of that fucking movie.
The last time you were on, John, I looked this up. It is, well, on Patreon it says 5 years. It's not quite 5 years ago, but it was 2021 for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is not a Miketober movie. That's, of course, a Ferrarch movie. That's one of mine. I can't believe it's been that long, but shout out to Big Bird on the Patreon 5 years ago. Hey, if you're still subscribed, thank you for the 5 years of subscription, cashola. Big Bird says, this was one of my new all-time favorite eps. Gabrus is such a natural fit with the guys, hoping he'll make a return as a guest sometime in the future. Well, you asked.
He was right.
you got it, my man.
We've been working on that request since you asked.
You know what's crazy? I was like, I don't think I've ever seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but I definitely have. I guess.
Dude, I was streaming with my friend Hal last night, and he mentioned some movie which I can't even fucking remember now. But he was like, "Did we watch that?" And I looked it up, and we watched it a month ago. And I was like, "Oh no, I can't remember anything."
Action Boys did London Has Fallen for like one of our modern movies, and like all the comments were like, "Do they know they did this 4 years ago?" We had no idea. And Ben Rogers, who does the scheduling, is not like a dumb mouth breather like me. So he was like, we were all kind of a little embarrassed. But if you're going to watch a movie twice, it might as well be London Fallen.
That one feels also like a very, very much of a second screen type of experience. The Has Fallen movies, right?
Yes, fuck it. I call them the Mike Bannon trilogy, but like whatever you
of course. Yeah, it's funny that it's been so long since you've been on, but it is one of these things. Mike and I talk about this. Actually, we don't really talk about it. We more just share pained glances at each other when it comes to having guests on the show, because it's not. We don't do it every single week. We just do it for our movie months or whenever we kind of get the itch to stop talking to each other for a second. But it's so painful for a number of reasons that are all having to do with our bad personalities, but also like, you know, it's always remote like this. Like we can never be like, hey, come down to the studio and do something or whatever. Yeah. It's just this huge fucking rigmarole and pain in the ass. And I know that you did it 500 times on High and Mighty, where it's like, somebody you kind of know or someone you don't fucking know at all. Or like with Adam now on Staying Alive, you're like how do you flip flop between like, okay, this is the guy who lives down the street from me, or like this is somebody I looked up on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really weird, and that's why I used to tell guests we record for 45 minutes to 75 minutes, because then if I could pull that ripcord at like minute 40, I'm like, well, hey, thank you so much. This has been absolutely awful for me, but due to the content economy, I need to put an episode out this week, so you will get publicity. Weird aliens guy who invented the Emerald Cup for bead competition.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, I'll cut out the part where space aliens use child sex magic like Joe Biden fucking a kid to get super. I'll leave that part out, and I'll.
Shit.
That's really good. Thinking about the way we do edits is we leave like a little, Dan is normally here. He's off for the time being, but we'll leave like a little paragraph at the top of the document. Like I remember like, oh, Mike like mentioned a convenience store that's too close to my house. Cut that part out or whatever. But just imagine the big paragraph, like cut out the child sex slave alien stuff. Like, hey Dan, did you get that?
The whole thing about the Clintons.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. High and Mighty was like such a mediocre level, like a level of listeners but it got to a certain point where publicists would email my email account somehow, and it would be like, hey, this person wants to do your podcast. I'm like, oh, that sounds actually kind of interesting, and I can't ask a friend to do this again. So let me do it. And then I would be like, I regret this. I regret this. I regret this. What the fuck? And then I'd have to have like some weird conversation with like a cancer survivor who's a sniper now or something like that. And it's never as cool as that sounds.
Those have ramped up. I mean, and for us, not having guests on the main feed episodes often is like, I think a pretty good backstop against getting on those lists in the first place. But now with the advent of AI, it's just like it takes nothing for them to blast out stuff to you. And we get the same. Well, like, what's the guy we keep getting, like the real estate developer in Canada who wants to come on and talk
we get guys who are like marketing guys wanting to come on, and it's like, you've obviously never.
Yeah, of course you've not. You don't even know what it is or who we are or anything like that. But
people.
It does get to the point certainly where you're like, this one's so bad.
Yeah,
maybe it would be.
Maybe
good.
It would be funny.
That's what I did with the guy who invented like the weed competition.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that'd be fun to talk about. Does he want to talk about anything besides weed? He's like, he's down to talk aliens. And I was like, oh, this is going to be money. And then over the course of the interview, I was like, it was like having your drug dealer in your house with you, where you're like, I gotta do whatever it takes just to get this guy out of here. He's like, you want to smoke one real quick in your living room? You're like, No, get out of here, please.
I have to go to work right now.
Yeah, I just got a job.
The new show is there's guests on these on Staying Alive every week as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
And,
but luckily that's like more of like a machine. That's like Smartless Media. It's like we're like, here's our comedy friends, and if you want to find cardiologists and fucking ketamine therapists for us to talk to, we'll do it. But here's and it's even funny, it's like, we reached out to so-and-so's management team, we haven't heard back, and it's like, okay, I texted so-and-so, Stavi, Eric, any remotely famous friend, and I'm like, they said they're in, like, just tell me to tell them the date. I'm like, we've got this machine of Sirius XM, and I still just have to like DM a friend.
This is really something in this year, or I guess maybe the next year we'll prove even more of this idea. But I was talking with a friend who also does podcasts and was basically saying like, what is the use case for having that machine like anymore? And I am struggling to figure out what it is. There's not one, right? Like you have to do it.
It makes no sense anymore. They don't even, like, if you can't sell ads, like that's the one thing you would want from them, and you're like, well, you can sell it. And now it feels like I'd rather have a podcast that had 12 Patreon subscribers than 10,000 listeners, and I get half of the ad money.
It's just because they have
half of my Athletic Greens money.
They have the infrastructure, they have the dashboard, they have the booking or whatever.
A website,
There's 1,000% you could just do it yourself if you could build that out or whatever. But it's
Right.
They already have that set up.
if you have a free podcast and a company just that you put out every week and someone just reaches out and it's like, hey, I'll give you $300 to like mention this this anti-vax pill that eliminates.
How many times can I do it? I was talking about this.
$60 a read.
I was talking about this with somebody about the programmatic ads or whatever, the inserted ads or based the ads that are like based on your location or something like that. And I'm like, that is the worst level of ad, and that I think people like fall into that because they get approached by these companies who are like, hey, we could put ads on it, we'll pay you like whatever, and they're like, oh shit, okay,
yeah, great, this is the big leads or whatever. It increases.
And then you just get car dealership ads for like Ontario and
or
shit
fucking
like that.
ice.
You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, Spotify was putting all those. Everyone's like, I gotta ask Spotify not to promote ice on my podcast. I'm like, also when it gets to that, I'm like, Spotify, how much money do you need? Like, aren't you getting like a lot of people's monthly subscriptions?
Weiger just said that they're inserting ads over. Are they over top or in addition to? Because I listened to our podcast on there, which we got to take that off.
We just got to take it off.
But I listened to our podcast. I didn't hear any inserted ads or anything. So
I'm not sure.
The ICE ads inserting their ads, not paying people. Spotify.
Were you listening on a paid plan or on an unpaid thing?
I don't pay for Spotify or anything.
Maybe it's a browser. Remember, you could going through your fucking VPN or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know whether if they're putting. This sounds so funny for the guys in content creation to be like, now I'm finally drawing my line. Like,
yeah.
Now that's quite enough of that, But if they're putting ads,
I've been promoting like it's therapy for dummies. I've been like anything
dude.
It's a pill you take that makes your hair grow, dick grow, like, and it's like the shit I've been doing, and now I'm like, not ice. Like, it does feel like
it feels good to have something somewhere. Where I'll eventually not do something.
All right, they're paying all these bands like a fraction of a penny. Now it's too funny.
I know.
Right. Now I have to cancel. That's like everyone. It's like, all right, everyone get rid of Disney Plus in honor of Jimmy Kimmel. It's like. What? I got rid of it when they fucking didn't do season 3 of Andor.
Right. Yeah. I guess the best case scenario is you're secretly going back on it so then you can cancel it again.
Yeah,
and get that.
Everybody's like canceled Uber and stuff a long time ago or whatever. People still use Uber now. I mean, but what else can you do? Like the only thing you can do to protest or whatever is to go out and get run over by a car or stop paying for a subscription service. So.
Yeah, I might do the run over by a car one. That might actually.
Well, they'll prosecute you for it. Apparently.
That's easier than telling my kids they have to move their Spotify playlist to Tidal music.
You gotta migrate it. Yeah.
It is so annoying. Like, it's like everything has become a gym membership where they're just like, go ahead, try to cancel. It's just hard and transferring shit. Oh, we already have all your favorite playlists. And you're like, fuck. And like every company knows that. And they're like, just stay with us. And they're just slowly every day go like, hey, we had an idea. It's going to cost another $1 a month.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and nothing changes. Oh, it's gotten worse and it costs me more. Okay. Oh, now you're going to add ads. And if I don't want ads, I have to go even higher in my pay per month.
But there's still ads there, but they're less of them.
They're different. This is the realization I had, and I said this in our Discord, and no, I don't think anyone yelled at me about it, which makes me feel really good. If someone in Discord doesn't yell at you, you know you're doing all right. Yeah. I said that I know it's not good to pay for like when you travel on a plane. I know it's not good to do like I'm paying for the seat, I'm paying to go to the lounge, I'm paying for clear or pre-check or whatever. I get it how that used to be how stuff was and everything was fine, and then they took it away and then it was an upcharge and now I'm an idiot for paying it. I understand that. But it's actually so miserable if you don't do that. I mean,
that's the way
that you just have to do it.
That's the way it's set up.
If you can do it, you have to do it.
The free product is shit.
It's insane how naked it is that life is just anytime you spend a little bit more money, your life gets incrementally better. It's so fucked up. It's so you're just like going to the airport is absolutely awful. It's like, well, not if you keep using the same airline all the time. It's like, well, then sometimes that means the flight, I could get a cheaper flight if I fly JetBlue.
Yeah.
But I'm so stacked on Delta that I'm going to fly. I'm going to pay an extra $80 to fly.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm paying to have TSA pre-check. And then I'm paying and all of a sudden it's like, I mean, we don't have to get into like, I'm paying to have a Steam Deck on the flight with me. I'm paying to have edibles to eat so I can, and now like, everything I do is just like requires more and more money. I'm like, oh, I like the sauna and it's keeping me alive. It's like, okay, well, that's X amount of dollars a month. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Okay.
I don't own anything.
Yeah.
The most expensive thing I own, I'm talking to you guys on. It's my iMac.
Right.
Everything else is leased or rented or a monthly payment, and it's fucking so depressing. Like,
I'm paying for my fucking credit card. I'm paying the fucking credit card fee to have the good credit card.
We got to get these microphones over to the people who own them here soon.
Yeah,
dude, I know everything.
I'm a Delta Reserve guy myself, which is like, hey, the credit card only costs a couple $100 a year. I'm like, that's it.
We're so
It's
fucking
sick.
stupid,
It's
but you
sick,
have
man.
you have to do it. You
gotta fucking steal everything.
That's the other part of it is we'll put you on Plex after I don't know what your streaming situation is, but we'll put you on if you want to watch stuff.
Cancel all that shit.
Cancel all your shit. We'll put you on Plex.
You know what? This is so embarrassing. I have like a Plex hookup too, and I tried to log in one time, and it was like a little too difficult, and I was like, forget it. I'll just keep paying for seven services.
$300 a month for all my services.
Yeah. And I'm so fucking lazy. I was like, this is harder than I thought.
That's how
And
they
I just
win.
I know.
That's how they
know.
get you.
That's I just came. So I was just in California. I was in LA and then San Diego, and I flew out there on Southwest because unfortunately Nashville is a Southwest hub, so we're just gonna be fucked like that forever, I guess. And then I flew back on American, and when I was on the American flight and this is not to their credit, that has nothing to do with them. The middle seat was free. There was nobody sitting in the middle seat. I was on the aisle. I felt like fucking royalty because I was like, look at me kicking my feet a little bit.
You can move your legs out a little bit.
Like spreading all the way out. I couldn't fucking believe how nice it was, dude.
You can have 2-inch gap in between your rib and your elbow.
That feels so fucking
That's
good.
right. And you only had to pay like $300 for that.
I know.
It's so fucking great, and I can't believe Southwest didn't be like, well, we're putting 2 suitcases in this middle seat, like, or some fucking.
Do you mind if this big
weird
fat guy sits on your lap for the whole flight?
Dude, Southwest is so, and Southwest is like such a perfect microcosm of why everything is so fucked up, which is like, okay, it was pretty shitty, but it was cheap, and we knew what we liked about it. And then some rich guy got pissed off and said, we're not fucking doing that anymore, and took over the company from the inside. And then it's got this huge stock gain on the fact that they're going to be charging for bags and ticket prices went up and all that shit. And then they'll just leave it like a husk. And now it's still going to be my fucking airport. Like it's still my airport. Like I still have to go places on it. You know what I mean?
I feel like airlines is the most transparent version of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yes, of course, if you want to save another $60, you can sit in toilet Maine. And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's not a working toilet, but you do sit on a toilet for the whole flight. You're like, it's so disgusting, like the way to fly. And then it's just like, all right, you're in zone 11, stand there with all your shit. And like, it costs money. It costs money to check your bags.
Yeah.
But if you bring your bag to the plane and they run out of space, they check it for free. And so it's like, I don't understand anyone's, it's like, just let fucking people check their bags. Like, like it's luggage. And then then I bet you we board and get off faster if you let people check for free.
Yeah, but that only benefits you.
Right.
Yeah, so what
it can't get much worse thoh, you know? What else are they? What are they gonna do? Charge you for? They're gonna make you ride on the outside of the plane? I mean, there's something. I don't know.
I see some memes or like things that go around where it's like so and so testing standing flights.
Yeah,
that's
like,
bad.
What the fuck?
That is like in a just world that would be an executionable.
You would be
offense.
executed for that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Suggesting something like
talking about spending money to just life be less awful. I don't think I've sat in main cabin in like 6 years because I'm Delta Diamond Medallion and I'll spend the money or hopefully get the free upgrade. But the rare occasion I get booked on some flight and the look on people's faces as I'm walking down the aisle in May, like I am, they're all like putting their eyes down and shit. I feel like a fucking in a prison movie when I'm like, which one of you will be my guinea pig? Like no one wants to lock eyes as if I'm going to go, oh, I'll take the seat next to the person
You're
who looks
Forrest
at me.
Gump on the school bus.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just this giant fat guy in shorts and tie-dye.
They're already
with like,
texting, fat guy on my flight.
One time I sat next to a fat guy on a flight and he annoyed the fuck out of me. We were touching from like ankle to fucking shoulder. And I was so
You guys
fucking
merged
mad about
at the end of the.
I was so pissed. Yeah, if we would have crashed, it would have been like this one man had 2 sets of teeth.
This guy was huge.
I was so fucking angry about how fat this guy was. And then when we get up to get off the plane, he stands up, I stand behind him, and I am fatter than him. And I was in my head boiling about how fat this guy was the whole time. And I was like, I could be a little nicer.
Man. It's a bad feeling to travel, but what are you gonna do? Sit in your house all day?
No, my house is small and shitty too. I wish I could pay more to have a better house, but I can't.
Maybe that's the other one. Maybe that's the other one where they really get you, huh?
Yeah, I'm 43 and still renting, and I've been on television.
That is something I've said this before on the show, but when we had this, we were talking about Charlie Kirk before we got started because we had a little prayer before we started recording. When that stuff happened here in Tennessee, of course, as you can imagine, it got really nasty, and people are total freaks and stuff like that. And my kids absolutely hated it, and so the fantasy of going to California, where everything's cool there, started entering into their minds a little bit. And so they were sending me houses in San Diego. It's like, check out this $6 million pad here, Dad. I think I'll take the upstairs bedroom. There's a little place for you downstairs if you want, Pops. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. When then I was out there, they were like, they talked to them on the phone. They're like, so are you looking at houses? And I was like, I'm not actually. I'm not. I'm eating a corn dog.
I found a studio for $3,400.
Yeah. At any rate, so you're in LA. Are you going back and forth to New York to do the show?
Yeah, it's very cool. They don't pay for our travel, but Adam and I both happen to be on the other coast enough that we're like, we should do it always in person because that feels good.
Right.
And it's an excuse. The whole job is an excuse for us to hang out.
Sure.
Because it definitely doesn't pay enough to be like a job. It's crazy. Like not one job I've ever had has been enough to survive. It's like no matter what, I've always had to do. Even when I was like a fucking teenager living with my mom, I was like a lifeguard and a bartender just to afford my fucking DVD habit. Yeah. But so I'm flying back and forth all the time. I always have a bunch of reasons to go to New York. My family's there. There's always some kind of thing I could do there. And so I'm constantly tagging a trip with like 2 nights in New York City and 5 interviews, hungover as fuck. Because even though I'm a middle-aged guy, I still travel like, well, I'm going to be in New York for 72 hours. I should probably do a Broadway show, get dinner at 11 p.m. with 3 friends, go get drinks at 2 a.m. with different group, get brunch. And I'm like, I do so much. And then like have to race out to Long Island to see my mom and nephews so that they don't my mom doesn't my nephews don't give a shit.
Yeah, right.
They just want to play. They just want to wrestle me.
Yeah.
My mom, my mom too. She's fucking boring. And so I have to go out there to and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I spent $1,000 on a job that pays me not that much a year.
Right.
And I'm stressed. It wasn't a vacation. I wasn't relaxing. I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, I know you tend to go really hard. But one thing that I remembered this when I was traveling 2 weeks ago is by the end of the trip, I just can't eat food anymore. Like I just can't. There's nowhere else to. I don't know. I guess I get tired of it. But like in your mind, you're like, oh, I want to go to all these.
Try this place.
Yeah, especially when I'm going to LA. I'm like, oh, I hear on the Doughboys all the time. They go to all these places. I want to go to fucking. I want to go to
Jack in the Box.
I want to go to Jack in the Box. I want to go to Wendy's.
Taco Bell.
I did fucking have Del Taco, and the Double Del is better than the Big Mac to me.
Wow.
It's an improvement on the Big Mac.
That's a burger, the Double Del?
But it's a Big Mac clone, but it's like the patties are like actually like fucking actual food.
Like that.
And there's no middle bun. They say get the fuck out of there with it. It's a good fucking
nice.
That's a good fucking burger.
I'm not a full Del Taco guy, but the idea of getting a taco and fries kind of rips. It's always fun to like get French fries as like a side with your burrito or something like that.
It's a no fucking brainer. Dude, it's a no-brainer.
There are so many places downtown here that are like new opening up that have new good food that we just don't try.
No, I won't be
We just
going there.
don't go
No, I'm
out.
not going to go
We
there.
don't go out, but there's like so many nice places.
You can't. You don't like to dine amongst bachelorette parties. in my mind, that's all Nashville is just like a bunch of women on one of those pedal pubs.
I think
That is
also the parking is $35. So
That's another big.
sucks.
That's another part of it. Well, you can valet too. Though. You can valet, yeah. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like by the end, like the last day, I'm like, I'm gonna not eat anything until I go on the airplane, and I'm gonna order a chicken wrap instead because I just can't fit any more shit in my gut. I don't know what it is, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and like I will like because I'm like a destination food guy. I'm like, well, while I'm in town, even when I travel with the Doughboys, you know, me and Mitch are probably arguably disgusting enablers for each other, but we're like, I know we have to eat at Portillo's for the show,
right?
But we should also try the Pequod's deep dish pizza. You want to eat good food too when you're traveling. So you're like, and then you're like, okay, we'll have one rich, nice dinner and then wake up early and eat whatever garbage we have to eat for the show. But I bring that attitude with me everywhere. I'm like, I lived in New York for
right.
I mean, I lived in New York City for 10 years. I'm like, I don't need to be like, we got to get a reservation here. And I still do it because I'm just like, well, I'm in town. I don't want to like eat. But then if I'm ever traveling for that long, it's just like eventually I'm like, oh, I'll do just a coffee and fruit today because my body is begging me. I've landed from trips and gotten the one last nasty meal, you know, like when you fly in, you get home late and you're like, okay, that was just a 10-day fucking bender.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get fucking mega high, eat one last disgusting meal here at home. It's like, this is the one time to just downshift into, you were just tourist. Now you're home. Just eat a fucking salad or eat a fucking rice. And instead I'm just like, all right, well, I'm still in vacation mode. And then I'm like, I have 12 days of diarrhea. My favorite Christmas song.
Yeah, you can't just downshift from party animal to I'm at home eating a bologna sandwich for lunch. I mean, you got to have a little bit of a step down.
Yeah. And also you feel like you deserve it. Like like we're saying, travel is such dog shit that when you like land at home, you're like, I survived.
Yeah.
And also if you like look at your Ubers and like what you ate in the airport and your flight costs, you're like, I spent $900 today just to get home. What's another 80 on fucking late night fucking nachos?
Yeah. When I got to Nashville like at dinner time and I called my wife and she's like, yeah, I'm making dinner, but you can go through somewhere if you want on the way home. And it's like, you know, it's like an hour drive from there, but I'm the whole time I'm just going like, oh.
I should get Culver. I should get a butter burger.
I should get a fucking butter burger. You fucking pig. Nasty.
Have you ever done the drive-through or the thing on the way home and not brought it up and just ate the full dinner that your partner prepared?
Not. You have a big.
I've been there.
Fast food bag bulging out of your jeans pocket.
You smell like it. You smell like
sidling up
onions.
to the trash can, trying to throw it away. Yeah.
Like, don't forget, I'm making us dinner tonight. You're like, great, as you're just fucking pushing the last bit of a burrito into your mouth. Like, oh, that's so fucking gross.
So are you going to be, I guess it's fucking tomorrow while we're recording. This is a late recording for us. You're going to be in LA for Halloween. So are you expecting a ton of trick-or-treaters coming by?
No. I live in West Hollywood where there's like almost zero kids. You know, the stereotype about gay men is true. Some of them have kids, but a lot of them find it hard to get pregnant.
I see.
So,
but damn if they don't try.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. my neighbor, and also I feel like parents are like, in LA, they do like destination trick-or-treating. They're like, let's drive to the cute suburbs of Pasadena and go trick-or-treating. So I'm not worried about that. But I can't believe, we talked about this recently on Action Boys, but when you were growing up and you would see Halloween parties in movies, you were always like, that is nothing like any other Halloween party. Because this is being done by art directors and costume designers and production designers. But now in LA in the 2020s, people go fucking crazy.
They
on
do
their costumes and Halloween parties. It fucking rips, dude.
That's
I mean,
sick.
I'm always doing some last minute cop out that's a variation on something I had to get for a different reason.
Yeah.
So I happened to buy a karate gi recently. So you know I'm being Ryu for Halloween.
I'm honestly kind of shocked you didn't already have a karate gi. Did you just have not the right color of one or something?
I did not have the right size.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been growing exponentially since I had my last karate gi. It's been 20 years since your boy did Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Wow. Yeah, I don't suspect I'll have any. Mike, have you gotten
Are
the
your
big
kids dressing up?
So this is the thing. My kids this year are wanting to do, they're also wanting to go to like a neighborhood where their friends are and then like get out and do the thing. And my wife is going to sit in the car and like kind of, you know what I mean? Like kind of hover, but not be right there. And they want to go like as a group or whatever. So they're going to dress up. I think they're doing something with their friends, like a group costume or something like that.
It's
but
so messed up how they've bastardized Halloween. They bastardized trick-or-treating so bad. You used to go out at nighttime
all right, here
to
we
people's houses. And
Here we
if
go.
one of you got abducted, that's just what happens.
That's the cost of doing
game.
business.
You eat a Milky Way full of razor blades, get abducted by the local pedophile.
That was the trick. That was the trick, dude. That was in the name of it.
I don't know. I really got to the point I was like, can we just skip it? Can we just not do it this year? Like I don't do any. I don't like fun. Like I don't like any fun stuff. So I don't want them to do any of it.
It is. I always just curious what people dress up as because it's such a fun conversation. And now I'm at the age where I'm asking everyone what their kids are, and everybody's like explaining some IP I've never heard of. They're like, "Well, my kids are going to be
Demon Hunter."
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you gotta articulate. Yeah, and there's so much content out there where it's like, oh, is that Paw Patrol? And they're like, no, it's actually some manga about cats that my son is into and I don't know anything about. You're like, okay, see you later.
That's huge in this
Kids
house.
used to dress up like Fat Bastard, man.
Listen,
He used to dress up like Napoleon Dynamite, man.
Good old days. Vote for Pedro.
Yeah.
Trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat. I hate it. It's
Trunk or
always it's a
treat.
church parking lot.
Sure, but if it wasn't associated with the
It's
church, would you hate it as much?
3-year-olds walk. I was looking at like soup kitchens or food banks to volunteer at, and I pulled it up on Google
Hey, it's the
Maps
thought
the
that
other
counts,
day.
by the way.
Yeah, I got as far as thinking about it. But
Nice.
Yeah, me too. Me too. No, fuck it. Actually, I've done it. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you say it was? But I was looking on Google Maps. It was like all the food banks and shit like that are
That's
like
right.
churches. And
That's
stuff.
right.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to.
You don't want to hand it to a fucking church, but this is where we live, dude. You
yeah,
have
I know,
to.
yeah.
That is what it is.
You guys are in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Trunk or Treat is also for like the Brooklyn gentrifier families who are like, yeah, we're not necessarily going to go walk around our own neighborhood, but
Right.
we'll go to the parking lot at our private school
Yeah.
for where everyone who's Elsa, boy and girl dressed as Elsa,
Sure.
we can just get whatever we just. Oh yeah, come to my decorated trunk, and then I'm seeing pictures from like my nephew's trunk or treats and shit, and the parents are decorating like the back of their fucking Dodge Durangos and shit like that. I'm like,
What
is
are we
fucking
doing?
crazy. Yeah,
What are we
we've gone so
doing,
mad.
man?
It is kind of an interesting A to C to go from like training your kid to go to a stranger's front porch and then training them to go to their trunk also on the day we're like most worried about it. You see that masked guy? Go see what's in his trunk.
Go hop up in there. See if you can.
Back in the day when I lived in Brooklyn, we would do reverse trick-or-treating, and we would walk around with bags of candy and give them to kids in costumes, which looks even fucking crazier. Like an hour into it, we realized I turned to my wife. I was like, Tiff, I think you have to be handing the candy out.
I want you to hold the candy.
I think me holding a fucking Snickers going, here you go, son, is like terrifying. I got the face.
I'm gonna hang about 15 feet back while you interact with the children.
Back there just staring.
Did he take it? So for Halloween stuff, we've got this thing going right now, and it's an interesting age because my girls are 12 and 14, and so we're sort of opening the catalog of film to them, and you know we're watching what's going on, but it's like
be an excellent one for them to
take in. I don't think this one would hit for them. Just there's a couple of things in it, you know, that kind of make you.
Yeah.
I think. You know, has my oldest used the word cocaine before in a way that I thought, like, why the fuck are you saying that?
How do you know that? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but do I necessarily want the long scene of the cocaine off of the titty with the razor blade going on in the living? Probably, you know, I could probably skip that one.
Yeah, I was listening to. A while back, I was listening to our friend Brian Quinby's podcast, Guys, and there was a clean episode that I threw on for the kid. And the kid loved it. He was cracking up or whatever.
Yeah.
And recently, we were on a camping trip or something. You know, I was out with the had the Bluetooth speaker, and I threw on another episode and was like, "Oh, they have a woman on. Obviously, they're going to be clean about it or whatever."
Yeah.
And you know, about 20, 30 minutes in or whatever, Brian's talking about getting a blowjob, and I'm like, like trying to cough over the fucking shit or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, you just, you know, can't do anything with these guys, you know.
Yeah. Brian, you mean? I agree. Yeah, you really can't. But we're going down the big list of movies, like what to show them, like what would they be interested in, what would they not be interested in. I think the last one we had on that my wife put on was I think we did 13 Ghosts. I think they watched a little bit of with us.
I only watched that for the first time like 2 years ago, and I actually had fun with it. It's like
I saw it in the theater.
it's
I
better
loved
than
it.
you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a movie that has like a fully
Tony
conceived.
Shalhoub.
Well, I like a movie that has Tony Shalhoub in it. A movie that has like a fully conceived ethos, and it's like all contained within this movie. It tells you everything you need to know about what the fuck they think ghosts are, or what all the like the logic behind all of it. And I go like, well, no one else did this, so clearly it's stupid. But all right, you know, you fucking did your thing with it. There's some cool visuals in there. I don't know. I thought
Designs were cool.
yeah.
That's a fun one. Do the girls have a favorite scary movie they've watched yet?
So my oldest is like very anti anything that she considers body horror. She's like, I don't know what she like thinks of body horror as. Like a lot of stuff in this movie probably would be for her. So we haven't shown them like The Thing, which I really wanted them to watch. No Carpenter stuff, like no Alien. So I don't know. We watched one that my kid really likes. She's really into stuff like, can we watch Ouija? The Ouija movie?
Oh, cool.
Or like, what's the Tarot, I think is also one of those movies. Basically movies that are designed for teens to go watch on Friday night and ruin the time of everyone else at the theater, I think is really what she's into.
Exactly.
Which like for us was what? Like fucking Blair Witch and Saw and shit like that. I mean, I remember watching those on Halloween, you know?
I was in high school when Blair Witch came out. I went with my high school girlfriend who was a year older than me. I was actually so fucking like I fully believed it was real going into it. You know what I mean? Like I was caught in all the hype. I was a little too old to like, but I will eventually learn about marketing at some point. But at the time, I'm fucking freaking out. And I remember coming out of the theater and it being daylight because it was like we went to a daytime screening. And I had a huge sigh of relief. It was not dark when we came out. I was like, fuck. Dude.
That's something I don't think people younger than us we'll never be able to communicate to them just how stupid we were for thinking that movie was real. Like the level, like we get mad now about media literacy, like everybody's talking to the AI chatbots and they're so fucking dumb. How are they falling for this shit? We thought Blair Witch was real. We actually did think that it was real. Yeah. And no part of that makes any sense whatsoever. But we fucking did.
Yeah, you're looking back on the War of the Worlds and you're like,
yes,
fucking
exactly.
dumb fox. Or the Cannibal Holocaust when that movie came out, everybody's like, God damn, this fucking shit's real.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
How'd they get away with this? Yeah.
Dumbasses.
That's so fucking true. Yeah. I remember being like hearing about War of the Worlds and being like, man, people are fucking dense. And then I'm shitting a brick going like, what's happening to the Blair Witch people? How'd they make this movie?
While you're eating a hot dog.
Who edited this?
I guess they got the footage somehow. I don't know.
Well, she drops the camera at the end, so I guess somebody had to find the camera. I don't know.
Oh, man. I will say after that movie came out, just surprising your friends by standing facing the corner was like the funniest thing.
That is good.
And then in college, I added being fully naked to that exercise. So frequently people would come into their room and I'd be standing nude in the corner facing away.
Who was I fucking... Oh, I think I was talking to Nick and Mitch and I was asking them, and this is good to ask you because you've been on tour with them. I said... So you guys have never done the thing where you pull your pants down and show the other one your asshole like as a joke? and they were adamant that they've never done this. They don't say like, "Hey, look at my penis." Like they don't do anything.
We did a lot of that stuff.
I don't understand why you would not do that if you're just hanging out on tour with your buddies.
Yeah, no, I don't know. They're not those kinds of guys. I am. Yeah. And I didn't even feel welcome to like pull out the beating chicken heart or anything like
you
that.
Didn't. So Mitch has never seen your asshole.
Wow.
I can't speak to that.
There's still time.
I'm almost positive I've tucked and did a little mangina for the boys.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We used to do this thing where we pull our asshole open and fart, and so it would come out. It would come out like, which was the most disgusting thing you ever
That's
do.
really gross.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Being the naked fat guy at a party was very funny though. That's always funny to go in a room and then come out completely naked with your fucking dick just not even covering up. Because who gives a fuck?
Who cares?
But
preacher choir, brother.
Everybody laughing.
I always had to cover up though because my dick is weirdly small.
I mean, yeah.
it's kind of a normal size, but on my body it would be a kind of normal size on a normal sized person. But on me, it's like Frodo in front of Gandalf or whatever. And I just
look at it close up.
Yeah, I know. Let me get hard real quick.
You're in the other room trying to jack off before you go out.
Get chubbed up. Yeah.
The effect with your hands, I assume you got big hands on you too. That must be an even worse situation seeing that thing.
Put your hands behind you, maybe.
Yeah.
So
one time,
further away.
I used to be. Back in the day, I was a beach lifeguard, and when you work all day long in just a Speedo, it's a real hop, skip, and a jump to fully nude at parties where you're like, I wear something smaller than my underwear to work in public. I think I can handle being. And one time, my friend, this is before digital cameras, my friend showed me a fucking photo she got done at CVS, and it's like 7 coworkers, like 4 women and 3 guys, and 2 of us, the 2 guys just pulled our pants down and have our dicks out. And mine is like, it's like weirdly like we're out of the water, so it looks small, whatever. She's like, I'm going to throw this out for you. I was like, thank you so much. And I'm looking, and I think the image of the photo is burned into my head. It wasn't like we were already naked. Both of us are just holding our pants down to have our dicks out in this photo with our female coworkers.
Like a photo in The Ring where you're like zooming in. It's like, what the hell is going on in this?
Yeah, I'm of the age where you used to, like, when we would take naughty photos, you'd have to, in hindsight, this is crazy. Like, I took some dirty photos with my girlfriend, which I guess at the time is considered child porn. Yeah, but we were both children. And, we knew CVS wouldn't, develop nude imagery.
They had a no child pornography
back then. They wouldn't develop any child porn.
Now the White House allows it. So we're all Gucci.
Now they're owned by the government.
But we would go like, oh, our friend Kim works at this CVS. She won't throw it out. So we had her develop them, and then we're like, wait, Kim's seen us naked now. Like, we just didn't even like put it together. We were like, hey, we won't get in trouble. And it's like, wait a minute, we did ask a friend to look at nude photos of us.
The dark room's not that dark. Like she was looking at everything. Yeah,
she's got to put them in that weird, and we're ordering doubles. Like, that's the thing. If people don't.
And we want the negative too, Kim. Come on.
If she ever pisses you off, you can report her.
Yeah, she's technically a pornographer.
Ruin her life.
When I got back, I did the thing my wife advised me to take twice as much underwear as I thought I would need, which I thought was overkill, and it's not. Like, that's my new shit. Is I'm taking every underwear, every fucking Mack Weldon boxer brief I got, I'm taking with me on a trip. And when I got back, I was like, I don't want to go. The suitcases, I got to go through the suitcase, put it away. I had a couple of extra ones that I didn't get to, but whatever. I'm just going to go into my closet and get my whatever I got left over. And what I had left over is 2 pairs of briefs.
Yeah.
Like actual
rough.
My balls were everywhere. What are you supposed to do with that? I'm not saying I'm not the world's gift to balls or nothing. I'm just saying I think I got enough where it's like it's not practical. It's falling out. It's all over the place.
Know how to operate in that type of.
You can't.
It's really funny. I never wear briefs, but I do wear Speedos to the beach, which is like, it's like a real I'm like, ew, briefs, no way, not underneath my pants.
Right.
But then when I'm in public with friends, I'm in a Speedo, like smoking weed and drinking, and people are like, what the fuck?
No, see, that's what the Speedo is fun because like it stretches, it's got an iconic look. Yeah. But what if it was like really sharp cotton instead? Yeah. I think that's the difference.
You run a little, if it's a little baggy, the underwear too, you know, it's like a little different if your boxer briefs are a little loose, but if briefs are loose and you got like chewing gum hanging out the side.
It's like an old man.
Yeah, exactly.
Your old saggy balls.
It felt like one of my favorite Jackass bits where he walks in with his balls hanging out and the dog is getting at him. Yeah,
you look like Preston.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I do look like Preston also in the briefs. That is true. But yeah, just the whole thing hanging out. Like I was in bed and my kid walks in and I'm like
she tripped over your ball.
Dad, were you eating oranges in here? What the hell is this? I'm like tucking the blanket super tight. I'm like, don't expose me. Like I know normally your dad has clothes on. In this case, I have a very small, but I have bikinis on in here. It's fucking insane. So that's probably what my Halloween costume is going to be. I would say, is briefs guy, fat briefs guy.
God's gift to balls, I think. Is what you're calling yourself.
That is the Spirit Halloween version of it. Let's talk a little bit about Demoni, Mike, which is it's interesting. Well, look, at some point we'll talk Suspiria. We got all jumbled up this month with all kinds of other shit, but as far as Italian movies, here at the end of Miketober, Suspiria and Demons could not be any further apart for me, basically in every conceivable way. This is absolutely a second screen movie. And I don't even say I'm not saying that to be derogatory. I'm saying you're not going to miss much if you take a look at your phone during this piece of shit. You know, it's all right. It's fun, but it's...
I will say you will miss great visuals.
Yes.
But you never... And this is like... Not to stereotype Italian cinema or Italian horror, but I guess go even bigger to Italian cinema. Always looks beautiful, always sounds great, scored wonderfully, and they just don't seem to give too much of a fuck about story or
that's right,
or even dialogue, like emotional payoffs or anything that. This watching Demons, one of the funniest things I thought about this movie, and it made me like it even more is. You don't care about any character.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about anybody.
Yeah.
The only guy you kind of like is the blind guy for some reason,
yes.
and then he's like fully a weird villain.
That's totally true. I think that is like exacerbated by the aspect of Italian cinema from this time period, and it varies in quality from movie to movie. As just we've seen the ones that we've done on Miketobers is they're almost always dubbed. Like with Suspiria, there sometimes they use the actual on-set dialogue. For this one, I couldn't detect the time where honestly even the sync lined up with their lips, much less that I felt like they were using stuff from the original takes. It seems like it was 100% dubbed, which it's like I don't know the characters' names. I don't know what they're saying, but they are getting chopped up in pretty cool ways. So it doesn't, everything's
all
cool.
Italian actors except for one, I think, but just total dub. It's spiritually connected to Suspiria also, but we'll get into that later.
Let's save that for later.
Obviously you don't want to bite that off.
Tease us with that.
So I had not heard of this one, although I do understand this is also something of a trilogy like Suspiria is, right?
Yeah, so the Demons fucking shit is very confusing, but I did track this down, so I'll explain it to you. Demons was originally envisioned as a trilogy. Demons 2, basically Demons 1, but set in an apartment building. Same
kind of Predator style.
Same cast, same crew. Mm-hmm. A lot of people who were in the first Demons and died came back for the second one in different roles or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. But this guy, Michel Suavi, directed Demons 3. He's the guy who was in The Mask at the beginning of Demons 1.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like that weird Terminator.
Yeah.
Mask. That thing's fucking awesome.
It's the vibes in this movie very weird because one is shot in Germany.
Yeah.
during the time of, they had all that stuff going on.
Speak on that.
Well, JF, they had.
Well, I would say that's a little bit of a misdirection because I would say it was about 40 years after they had all that stuff going on.
But
There's a lot of stuff going on, but it was 40 years after all.
Sure. Some stuff remained.
The Italian horror vibe just ramped up by this, like, just the weird settings and stuff. In Suspiria, you're in the Black Forest, so it's like this fairy tale type vibe that you get from it, where they're like a dreamlike quality, where nothing really makes sense.
Yeah.
If you stop and ask a bunch of questions about it, why is a blind guy going to the theater? Well, I mean, you can.
No, hey, come on.
You can.
Come on. Hey. I'm speaking for the Discord right now. What the fuck is your problem? Why would you say that? He had his niece.
Anyway, yeah, she's making out with some guy.
But she's making out with some guy, which I think is insane.
I did not put together that it was his niece until he said it later on.
I know.
Because I was like, why is she so concerned with her uncle finding out? I thought it was like her partner. Because the guy she's making out with on the side is also weirdly old.
Yeah.
Like,
do you have?
It's the most Italian shit ever that 60-year-old guys are making out with like 24-year-old beautiful women.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes when I watch these, I wonder, okay, am I just not paying attention like I should? Or do I have like 80s face blindness? Because they just don't, like, everybody just looks either the same age or like totally different age. I can't tell people apart. Even like sometimes there's like a quick cut, not just this movie, but like any movies filmed in this time period, there's a quick cut and somebody gets his head cut off and I go like, well, was that the guy?
Was that guy?
Was that the guy from before? Is that just some random guy? Like, I don't know who anyone is.
All of these like elements go together to form I mean, it makes it so unique, And
you're saying it's purposeful that I don't know what's going on?
Purposeful or not, it's just part of this.
It's part of the magic.
Part of the whole melange of these Italian horror movies. It's just you take it as you.
I know I've been stricken with the woke mind virus, so I apologize for what I'm about to say, but when we watch a lot of old action movies on Action Boys and 70s, 80s, and 90s, and movies that aren't diverse do suffer for a lot of reasons. But one of them is always like, they're all fucking white guys. They all just fucking blend together.
Yeah.
I'm like, in this movie, the one guy I remember the most is Tony, the big black guy who's like, the craziest dub in the movie.
Yes. Yes, the guy.
He does a good job in Demons 2 as a gym guy. He's great in that.
He's a different guy in Demons 2. I love it.
Yeah.
In this, he's like, I told you not to put the goddamn mask on.
He did a good job, but also the other guy who hates his wife did a great job. Where he's like, I wish you'd shut up.
I know.
Who's that guy? That guy's problem.
Is he the guy who says whores? I can tell him from a mile away, and then she weirdly goes, "What's it to you? What do you care about whores?"
I also like the two dudes who show up, sit next to the two chicks, and try to match. They become kind of our heroes for an extended period of time. But the one guy is dubbed with a lisp, which is like when you're dubbing, you can pick whoever you want.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The guy's like, is this movie scary? You're like,
it's more distracting. Now I can really see that it's not that guy. Like they didn't they didn't really make an effort to make that make any sense. But that's like, this is one thing I was thinking throughout this movie is, okay, the nonsensical aspects of it. Like when I talk about movies, when I talk about the failures of, as I perceive them, movies, and especially genre movies, like especially horror and sci-fi movies, if there's like one complaint I feel like I say all the time, or I hear people say all the time, it's like, man, they're really holding your hand through this movie. Or like with the Marvel movies, these big genre, these superhero action flicks, it's like, man, you really got to know like everything that happened and all this other shit to make it make sense. Now, with this movie, that's not true. They're not holding your hand. You don't have to know anything else, and nothing lines up in any way. But is it almost too much of nothing lining up? And there's red herrings in this movie. Yeah, they did the what is it? What's her name? The usher is who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, who was Nicoletti, who was the young girl in Deep Red.
Okay, yes.
But she's dressed like Will Ferrell and Elf in this movie,
which was working.
Yeah. But you think that she's like, a demon, or you think that the blind guy is, an evil guy or
like
something,
a prophet, or right.
There's you're throwing all these kind of misdirection. I mean, the guy in the mask who does, I guess, eventually turn. But the beginning, the whole beginning part of that, were just to scare you off the jump.
Or like there's a scene where the characters are finally realize, oh shit, there's something up with this fucking thing. It's the movie that's doing it, and it's not even the movie that's doing it. Like the movie has nothing to do with it. It's that she scratched her face with the mask, which also happens to the guy in the movie. But the guy
in the movie, the guy in the mask. Did you notice that? As Michelle, the director of Demons 3, yeah.
No, I didn't, because they all look the same.
Yeah,
so.
they all look the same.
No, I didn't pick up on any subtle visual cues.
Let me finish this, Rick. This is about a page and a half long.
Jesus fuck.
So he didn't want to. This guy didn't want to be associated with the Demons franchise anymore. So he made his own movie. He called it The Church, and then went back and. So Lamberto Bava is shooting another movie in 1988 called The Ogre, which was made for his TV series that he was doing. That film was recut as a feature film outside of Italy and had nothing to do with the storyline from Demons, but they released it as Demons 3, The Ogre, except in countries where nobody wanted to release it. So in those countries, there was already a movie by Umberto Lenzi called Black Demons that was released under the name Demon 3.
Perfect.
So next, Soavi makes a movie called The Sect, and that's released as Demons 4. Bava makes an homage to his father, Mario Bava's movie Black Sunday, Barbara Steele, 1960. For the Spanish television series Sabbath, called The Devil's Veil, and that film is sometimes released as Demons 5. Now, around that same time, Luigi Cozzi makes The Black Cat, which ends up being called Demons 6, De Profundis, and for some reason he says De Profundis is actually the third film in Argento's Three Mothers trilogy, which doesn't really make sense. So that Suspiria, Inferno, and he says De Profundis. So adding to that, Demons 1 was so profitable that Argento and Bava immediately filmed the sequel using actors who had died in the first film, and Demons 2 was released in Germany before Demons 1. So, and then it finally, in 1994, Soave makes Cemetery Man, which appeared in some foreign DVD releases as Demons 95. So there's like 6 Demons movies
fucking awesome.
Unofficially.
That's kind of what like the Hong Kong ninja movies do too, where all of a sudden it's like, this is actually called Ninja's Revenge in Europe, but here it's Ninja Assassin 5. And it's like none of the same characters, nothing, nothing. There's barely any, it's just got a ninja in it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Such a crazy
and Demons is so vague.
Yeah.
It doesn't like, it's such a perfect name because like you could just do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Or how about this? Also, I would say these aren't even demons. So let's just start there.
Well, they drew inspiration because Argento worked with George Romero on Night of the Living Dead. And then he wanted to make basically his own movie, but he didn't want to do zombies. So he made demons. So
but
they move a little faster.
It is zombies, though.
So it's basically zombies.
What is the difference between these guys and zombies? The teeth, I guess?
I love that the movie has no like real, like they're not zombies in the movie. They're just like, they go mad from Nostradamus's amulet or whatever and start fucking stabbing themselves. But there's a great moment in the fucking inside the movie where it's like, wait, don't put that mask on your face. It'll turn you into a demon. How do you know that? It says right here. If you put the mask on your face, it'll turn you into a demon. It's like, I was like, this is fucking crazy. And people are just watching this.
It's so good. And and I think after that, it like cuts to the people in the audience going like, hey, this is one good movie, huh? Like, right. Like they're really fucking enjoying it.
I'm learning a lot. Yeah.
That is the thing. Yeah. So the central conceit for this is actually one I really love. And it's something that to me is like maybe like the quintessential like Twilight Zone or other type of anthology movie. Like if there's anything that you would criticize this movie for and not taking it on its own terms, it's like, boy, if you cut a half hour off of this and it was like part 2 of 3 parts of other stories, you would go like, that's my favorite one. I like the one with the movie. But
it is kind of nuts in 2025 to look at a movie that's 88 minutes long and go like, we could trim this.
But it feels like And I don't even think it is, but sometimes, you watch, you talk about like the Hong Kong movies and stuff like that. Like sometimes you'll watch stuff and you go like, oh, I just saw that action scene like twice in a row. Like that guy flipping off the bike or whatever. I saw that one.
Yeah.
This one, I don't think it happens at all. Like I don't think there's any repeated scenes in it. They just keep doing the shit over and over again. But yeah, you really can. I think you could take some stuff off of this movie and not lose basically anything. The way the camera holds. I guess I wouldn't lose any of this stuff. The way the camera holds on all of the transformations, all of the deaths, everything is gratuitous.
That's purposeful because these guys were huge fans of An American Werewolf in London, huge fans of Rick Baker transformation scene.
Makes total sense.
So they're just trying
they
to...
love the fucking face bubble.
Yes.
They love that face bubble in this movie. I'm here for it.
Me too.
I could watch a sizzle reel.
Yes.
I was a little stoned last night and watching this. What happens to the 4 cokehead gangsters? Where do they end up? The blonde dies. The woman dies first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do the other 3? What ends up happening? Because I would like lift that plot out of the movie, even though the fucking razor blade coke tit scene fucking worked on Uncle Gabrus. I was fucking locked in. I was like, the way she was acting about it, I was like, I'm fucking legit turned on right now.
Yeah. So she does get got in the mirrors there when they walk up through the projectionist room and that kind of shit. And that's also where the demon gets out and I think goes on to infect the rest of Berlin really quickly.
Okay, yeah.
But the other 3, I'm not sure if you see them necessarily get it.
I mean, they all look alike.
But they are. I think they are in the final scene with the motorcycle getting their head chopped off or belly stabbed with the big samurai sword.
Yes, I think you're right. I was thinking like I love watching a movie like this that I'm putting more thought into than the filmmakers, like into the narrative where I'm like, when they go, this coke will wake the dead, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be immune to the demon stuff because they're coked up.
Right.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's where Cabin in the Woods got that idea from for the pot to make it. And I'm like doing all this. And then they're just like a cut to a minute later, they're all demons. I'm like, oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, so.
The motorcycle guy the guy becoming a hero, getting on, having in the opening sequence as not the opening sequence, but the arrival to the cinema sequence. Great location, the way the cinema is
unbelievable.
It's so fucking cool. I've only been to a European movie theater one other time, and not one time
besides this.
Besides this, I went to a cinema in Paris on Christmas Day, like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, whatever, and it was fucking cool too. It was like hip and like modern arcade. I was like, oh, this is really, it's not just like, it's a fucking AMC. Get your giant popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
But I love you. We walk in and we meet right away. It's not in the movie. There's no explanation as to why a dirt bike and katana are in the fucking, but it is Chekhov's dirt bike and katana.
Absolutely.
And you're just waiting for someone to fucking use it. And it's
the guy in the movie rides the dirt bike around a little bit, but does he even like, you'd think it would be more prominent in the movie to be like an artifact of the film that they're showcasing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why is it in the lobby? It's not like it's like the ArcLight used to throw wardrobe up from the movie. Like this makes no sense.
Yeah. It is curious. It's
such a fucking cool thing though. This guy's driving I mean, Gabriel, you love 80s action movie. There's a litany of ridiculous fucking scenes in all of those movies, but riding a dirt bike around a movie theater, up and down the aisles, over the seats, slicing demons' heads off with a katana. I mean,
and making sure
I've never seen it.
But it is new to me too. Making sure you get what's happening by like, because like that's what I was thinking this whole time is like, what if this were an American-made movie? In what ways would it be noticeably different? Now, obviously, there's a ton of things that would be different about it, but just like speaking about the action sequences in general, like that scene there, okay. In an American movie, he gets on the motorcycle, he goes down the aisle once, chops off a few heads, you get a close-up shot, and then maybe he speeds out of the theater and he's done. This one, I think he's like going up and down.
It's a long scene.
He goes like loops all the way around. He gets all of them, and then a helicopter drops in.
That blew me away. I had no idea.
Just when you think it can't get any more crazy, yeah. It's so great.
That I was truly confused by. I was like, whoa, I was not expecting fucking this to happen. I love it. This is the kind of thing though I miss from movies.
Yeah.
Clearly the people who made this movie thought this motorcycle shit was so cool.
Yeah.
And it is pretty cool still 40 years later.
It is, yeah.
But I imagine when it came out, it was very cool.
Yeah,
it makes no sense to show it as much as they do. But if you have something this cool, it's an 88-minute movie. I think it's safe to say the motorcycle riding around the thing is 7% of the film.
Yeah, it is.
This time period,
if not more, it's like at least 7% of the film.
They're like this time period. There's like the backlash against the rock music, horror movies. This is a video nasty era, so like trying to do censorship and all this shit. And for these guys to be like, yeah, we're gonna do this fucking nasty ass movie with fucking Billy Idol and whoever else on the fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, a lot of recognizable music.
A lot of recognizable tracks, but also there clearly was like a clearance issue in the last 40 years because what's listed in the beginning is like you recognize every artist's name. And then in the movie you recognize 3 songs, and the rest of the time it's like a very repetitive and amazing kind of like atmospheric score. Like and I always love I love Goblin, the music. I like and so Argento always using that stuff and even sound alikes in this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have all the bands that are listed in the beginning of like
no, not all
Rick
of them.
Springfield.
I did see Rick Springfield. I was wondering which one that one was. Yeah.
I wish I was Demon's Girl.
Yeah, that's true. I think if you're not familiar with the Goblin music, definitely go check it out. It works so well for these movies. It also sounds a lot like the music you would hear like at the select a character screen in like Street Fighter or something like that.
Yes,
just like this riff.
It's such fun music to just like get fucked up and put on because it's just like there's no words and you're just like and then it makes you feel cultured that you're like I'm listening to Goblin, an Italian synth group.
Yeah.
There's no words.
I love that there's no words.
That's awesome.
When you said the thing about the European cinema, I felt like such a moron for thinking it. But in watching this again, I was like, I wish I lived there. I wish I lived in 1980s Germany. And all right. Now I know there's some. I understand there's some issues we alluded to.
There's a half of the city you might want to live in.
I look at that. And I go,
especially,
like,
1985. What do you have, JF?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. Don't make me
Phenomena.
Answer. All
Vampire
the
Hunter D. Once Bitten with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey
as the vampire.
Wow. I don't know. I looked at that and I just thought, like, I know the whole city's going to get eaten up by demons, but this looks cool, you know? Wish I lived there instead of here.
The apocalyptic night of the comet, also another great.
That's the one with the mall.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fucking good one.
That's a good one.
With the weird fucking like Macy's employees turned nihilist fucking terrorists or whatever.
That's another good one.
So that's the other thing about this is who is being weird and why. We talked a little bit about the usher who is like.
Well, that's a great thing to bring up, Jesse.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about watching already when you watch a movie that's 40 years old.
Yeah.
It's hard to recognize behavior that stands out as unusual.
Yeah.
Then you add the idea that it's not, they are not English as first language actors, and add all these layers in, and you're like, I don't even know what the unusual thing to be paying attention to.
You have no idea what to expect.
It's what's the word I'm looking for? It like unmoors you in a way where you have no path, and you're just like, oh fuck, who is the bad? Like, you think Tony's going to be a bad guy because he's kind of misogynistic towards his 2 women he's with, but then he's kind of the switchblade wielding hero.
When the pimp pulls out the switchblade on the demon, you gotta give yourself a rest. I mean, that's just a lot of fun. You're always being
like, what was a choice that was made here, and what was a constriction of time or budget or whatever.
Yeah,
technology.
A great moment. Let's rattle off some moments we really like, at least. A great one I love is when the dude falls, they throw the guy off the top of the balcony and he lands on the woman who's in the couple that's hiding. And he's not like bleeding or barfing, but there is just fluids pouring out of him onto her.
Love it.
And it's like just viscera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so fucking fun. I think he's impaled by the chairs. Oh, also, if we're listing things we've never seen in movies before, breaking off
The
whole
chairs.
rows of auditorium chairs and throwing them. That's like another 7% of the film.
It is
them logistically explaining where we should put the chairs
stuff.
and why.
and then taking the barricades down,
which is also Night of the Living Dead. They're boarding up the house and stuff, and it's like
but
you
it
see
also
all
feels
these.
like such a time waster.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you guys kicked the shit out of these wooden chairs for 10 minutes, and now you're taking them down for whatever reason. And then the demons are jumping out of the pile of rubble of wooden chairs, which is so funny to see.
I like the part where they're killing the mask guy.
This is insane.
by putting a pole behind his head and like
Okay, hang on.
levering
Start
it.
at the beginning, because this is one of the most insane deaths I've ever
Yes.
seen in a movie.
Yeah.
So the guy from the very beginning who's like terrorizing our main character, whose name is is it Grace?
What is her name?
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
I was close. On the subway,
George Cheryl.
and she thinks he's weird, and then she thinks he's not weird, and then it turns out he is like the weirdest you can possibly get. Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. He's wearing this like Phantom of the Opera like silver mask.
It's the mask from the.
Yeah, you don't understand. Is it the same mask?
It is. It's half.
It's half of it. Okay. And you don't know what his deal is, like the shrouded guy. At the very end, they escape to the roof by using the winch from the helicopter. Also beautiful.
I was there a helicopter on the theater, whatever.
Awesome. Doesn't matter. Fuck it.
The helicopter was either hovering over the theater and collapsed in, was always on the roof of it, and it just caved in
Yeah.
finally. It makes no fucking sense.
Lamberto
But-
Bava's friend had a helicopter. that he just gave rid of.
right.
Well, dude. Well, that's something you notice a lot in watching old low budget movies.
Action movie.
Is when you're watching an action movie, you're like, oh, they had access to a chopper because now
Yeah.
it's in the whole second act of the movie. Is wide shots of a chopper because you just get so juiced and it adds such production value.
Yeah.
And in this case, you're like, we got a fucking chopper. It's like, well, how do we get it into a movie theater movie? It's like, drop it. Just drop it. Okay, yeah.
That's like your friend Derek Savage with Cool Cat, Mike. He's got the access to that plane, and he just puts it in every shot.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Cool Cat
yeah.
loves you. There's a plane in the background. They get on the roof. Now, the guy from before with the mask makes his appearance on the roof. Why is he there? How did he get there? Whatever, doesn't matter. He starts laughing, and he walks up behind them and
Pushes the guy.
pushes the guy off the top. So he's hanging on by a piece of rebar, which is I think it's on the edge of the building and not in the center where the helicopter was, although I could be wrong. Could be just confusingly shot. And he's sort of teasing him, ha, 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 whatever.
The architecture of this movie confusing.
Difficult.
But
So that's the other thing. Everything is a maze in this movie. Like in the very beginning where the second girl gets infected by Rosemary from the bathroom and is wandering around through the curtains. Where the fuck is she?
yeah.
I have no
I
idea
feel like
where
they
she
should,
is.
They should have been like, oh, this is a theater that was built on top of catacombs or whatever. And
So-
then you go down and it's got
yeah.
something like that. but it
She's
was
so
just like,
so true.
lost.
When they break through the wall finally and there's just another concrete room that's empty and they bug out.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you would think put a tomb or something in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
something interesting. There's zero things
Yeah.
in there. It's
No
just empty
visual
room.
indication of what's
I think-
happening.
The camera is trying to sell us on how bad they feel like they can't escape.
Yeah,
and it's just close-ups of bricks. And it's like,
yeah.
how nuts is
So
this?
it's,
How crazy
it's
is
definitely
this?
this feeling of wanting to invoke like claustrophobia and stuff.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's repeated in Demons 2 where they're in the apartment building. I mean, it's this enclosed space or whatever, but this frenzied action where they have this, all the camera movements and stuff. Everybody's moving. As soon as the Rosemary lady gets infected, it's like off to the races from
Yeah.
there. Like the movie doesn't really. There's no like lull in the action.
No.
from
It's a
that
smart
point
move.
on.
It's a smart move too, because what do you think when you think about zombie movies? It's like just get away from them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if it's like a trapped in situation,
Yeah.
that changes the vibe a lot, where you can't just like get on the road and drive away. But I think there's a great moment where I think it's the second lady, Rosemary's friend,
Yeah.
who gets infected. By the way, this is like not a lot of people know this, but there's 7,000 square feet of space behind a movie screen.
Right.
But But I did like how that looked with like the cross imagery of the movie
Amazing.
and her and the tent getting slashed and her kind of.
Which, by the way, is
like
did that movie change at some point? There's no way that movie where
how'd they get to a tent?
I don't know.
They went down a sewer. And I know they went down a sewer because that woman explains it to her blind uncle.
Yes.
What are they doing now?
Yeah.
They're talking so loud. And while we're talking about the architecture or geography of the picture, as we like to say, where is the blind guy and his niece sitting?
I don't
There's
know.
no one else around. The seats look different. Nobody's over there. It's so crazy.
It's so funny.
Imagine going to the movies and an usher shines a flashlight in your face like, while you're watching a movie. That's such a crazy.
It's
I mean, that might be
insane.
a
Just for
holdover from,
smoking.
like, yeah, it's for smoking and I guess snogging.
Yeah, you can't snog.
Those two get in a little trouble for snogging.
Well, speaking of the niece, that's one of my other favorite kills. The way she dies in flagrante with her lover, who looks like George Costanza.
That is such a great stupid kill. the
they squeeze their heads together.
Magritte, like the fucking two lovers kissing,
sure,
and then like putting a rope around their neck and killing them. And he's still kissing or whatever during the whole thing. So fun.
And how does that
It's really funny because they become mindless zombies, but then she still uses like a rope to choke them out, even though their claws turn them into demons. Yeah.
At towards the end, where they're in the Jeep barreling out of the city, and the dad tells the kid, like, "Hey, over there with the guy," and she pops out and shoots a pistol at one of the demons going down the street. The demon she shoots is literally going like,
he looks so funny. The guy walking down the middle of the street at the end,
like
it's such a goofy look.
Like when I'm playing with my son, like when I'm doing like that, I gotta get you.
That's like an extra background
It's
guy.
so
That's
funny.
not a foreground character.
But
this movie's full of things that I think are made for me.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick the one line or the one moment in the movie that is so fucking for Gabrus, it's when they go, grab a gun out of the bag of guns. I was like, yeah, a bag of fucking guns in the Jeep. This is the fucking dream.
Okay, here's the line that I think was for us, where it's that part where she's getting stabbed or grabbed or whatever behind the screen, and the screen is billowing as she's pushing through it, and also the people on the screen are getting stabbed, and the one girl's freaking out, and he's like, "It's just the Dolby." That was what I love. Insane shout out to Dolby for this one. It's so realistic.
Such a fucking great moment.
It is great. I guess I was reading about this and listening to commentary and watching interviews with Argento and stuff. I got in Lombardi. He would go to the theaters where it was released and like the day before and like test the sound because it was Dolby sound. So and the projectionists and stuff, I guess, would do stuff like they would turn the bulb down a little bit to make the picture dimmer. So he would go there to make sure it was like bright and like the sound was, the way it should be and stuff like that. So very important to him.
Yeah. Well, and of course, in this, the projectionist wasn't even there. It was a keyboard strapped to the side of a big projector.
I love that shit. I love that. It's automated. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Yeah, it's a Commodore 64 taped to a calculator. Yeah.
That means no one's ever been
evil
here.
Computer.
What the fuck are you talking about? No one's ever been here.
That's a huge logic leap. I like that.
I'm not sure I agree with that. But sorry, the death we're talking about on the roof. So the masked man.
Oh wait, sorry. One last thing.
Yeah.
When they go, there's a projectionist window, and she starts to climb, and the guy goes, "I'll just kick the door down. Why have this other beat?"
Yeah. And then I think he does it again, right? And he kicks the door down.
Second door.
Yeah. We get it. The guy can kick doors. But so he gets on the roof. He gets stabbed in the back with an antenna and goes like, "Ugh," and then he falls over. And then our hero picks him. He pulls him. So he does the classic like Stallone like pull up off of the rebar. Yeah, dude, onto the roof. And then is like, okay, we got to kill this guy somehow. He's like kind of on the ground. What do we do? Well, he grabs like a downed gutter or something and like bends it over the guy's head. And so he's like, you're putting a gutter on my head. I guess I'll like kind of lean forward like a little bit. And it takes. Would you be surprised if it was a full 45 seconds of them lining the eye holes?
Yeah, you're building the tension of trying to because everybody's like, because there's a lot of eye stuff in these
That's
Italian
true.
horror movies.
The blind guy getting killed with the claws right to
Yeah.
the face looks insane.
Suspiria also. I guess the Suspiria guy gets attacked by his dog, gets his throat ripped out and stuff. But a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's such a sensitive area.
But that's the one I thought of, like, in an
Squeamish.
American movie, how would that guy get killed? Wouldn't it be like he jumps off the motorcycle and drop kicks him and he falls back and lands on the upturned rebar? Or like, well, everything's so drawn out.
His coverage would be denied, and he
Well,
would be,
it's sad. But sometimes the cash price for getting your eyes poked out by rebar is actually
he
better
would call
than
the
if
police and then get blown away.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was an American movie, they would have all died before the demons even started by just a guy shooting up the theater.
That's true.
a guy in fucking demons makeup just shooting up the theater.
I also another great line was the coked out punks escaping the car, and it wasn't Hot Dog. I think it's Ripper who says all pigs suck.
Yeah, that is fucking great.
Yeah.
That's
Ripper, Hot Dog, and then the two and they are fucking yak to the. I never seen this movie before, so when I thought there was like a straight up Coca-Cola like product placement situation,
Me
they
too.
were showing it so close and so elaborate, but they weren't showing them sipping it, but they were passing it around with the straw, and I'm like, wait, this is like a commentary on something that I can't wrap my head around, where it's like cocaine is in a Coke can,
right,
and they're passing around and blasting straw fucking rips of it. It's
just
crazy.
Banksy shit.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and nobody has to say whether they have intimate firsthand knowledge of this, but just let's just play in the space a little bit. Does anyone think that filling a Coke can with cocaine and then putting a straw in it would work?
I think it would work. I think it would work, but I think it would be really hard to titrate how hard of a fucking snort you do. Like when you can't make a line.
Yeah.
Is what I would imagine
somebody would say.
Yeah.
And also,
I'm a middle-aged fat comedian. If I did coke, like that's like kryptonite. I can't fuck with that. It's killed much more successful comedians.
But the other thing is this is the old days. People got used to the wide mouth Coke cans. In the old days, it was just a little small thing. So there's no way you're getting all the Coca-Cola out of there. So how many grams are you wasting?
You have to dry that sucker out.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's a
you've
fake
got it
can
out
or
on
something.
You got it on your dishwasher. You got it in your little dish drying rack.
Saving this for my Coke.
Can't wait to put my cocaine in there.
the very eco-friendly and cheap cokehead is kind of a good character. Like the parents who turn the Ziploc bags inside out.
Yeah. Well, we do see that played out here too when they have to like get it out of the shag carpeting of the car.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like almost a whole gram down here.
Yeah. That's another one you just go like, I think we probably could have seen him say, all right, get all the Coke out of the car. Like, we don't actually have to see them, like, getting the Coke. We don't have to see that, right? But for some reason, it's, like, so important.
It's another 5% of the movie.
Yeah, it really is.
We're at 20% of the movie is motorcycle in the theater, stacking chairs, or Coke. It's like, that's 22 of 88 minutes of this film.
Which is why I say, if you had laid all these movies out in front of me and said, okay, let's think of everybody we could ask to come on the show, which one's getting which? This is the Gabrus one, without a doubt. So I'm really glad.
I'm so pumped. I never saw it. Any chance? I watch movies for quote unquote work all the time.
Sure.
Getting to watch one that I've never seen before is a fucking treat. Oh, another great visual. The second woman, when she comes through, the way her teeth kind of fall off like nails, and they hold on that for so long.
That is amazing.
So repulsive.
Yeah.
It's so, and
the
I
teeth
love it.
stuff is so well done. The special effects guy whose name I'm blanking on right now.
Yeah, I had to look that up too, in particular for the tooth scene, because, I mean, again,
Sergio Stivoletti.
This is one that doesn't really, and shout out to Sergio Stivoletti.
His dad was a dentist.
Is that true?
Argento hired him because he had all these teeth molds and stuff on hand.
My buddy's got a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
That's really good, because it also, like, I was watching and I rewound it, like, watch the teeth come through again, because it was so impressive. Like, I don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
It's so striking, but also, like, I think the funny part of it is what does that have to do with anything? Like zombies don't have it. It's not even the vampire teeth. It's not anything has to do. Demons don't really have that.
Demonic. Their fingernails grow, their teeth grow.
It's just like whatever.
So it's so funny imagining like an Italian guy being like, yeah, their teeth grow and they get fangs and their claws will come out.
Yeah.
And then you have to illustrate that on the screen from this guy's like fucking idea.
Well, before we started the movie, I really was thinking like, okay, it sounds like everyone's going to turn into demons. I wonder what they're going to look like. This is an 80s Italian movie. There's no way it's going to look like this over the top, like super high budget, whatever. And I guess it kind of met my expectations for ultimately how they would pull it off, It's they're just normal people kind of going like, meh. Which is fun.
I was bummed. The movie worked on me in a way because I was bummed when Cheryl's super hot friend with the curly hair turned into a demon. I was like, fuck. I was really hoping she would like get laid or something.
I know. Well, that's how stupid I am. I don't know if you have this stupid guy thought, but like I think people with like hearts in their chest will watch an old movie with a dog in it and go like, nah, the dog's probably dead. Yeah. But I see a babe in an old movie and I go like, shit.
Man, I'll never get to see her cooter. I guess that's out the window. Watching her die. Well, not seeing her butthole.
I think about like how cool would it be?
All the butthole shots you could have seen. Yes, I know.
I hope she holds her asshole open and farts. I'd love to see that.
How cool would it be? Gabriel, you must have been around people for whom this is like their everyday reality. How cool would it be to be so attractive you're in a movie because of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And having that like captured on film for all of eternity, and then you still get old and rot away like the rest of us. It must be crushing.
Oh.
At least we never had it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we look at the podcast 8 years ago and go like, oh man, look at that. we really had it all, didn't we?
The lady's name Greta. Yeah, Greta. I mean, she was so good.
Just these beautiful people, and the main guy in it looks so much like somebody, and I can't fucking place it, but it's just like the 80s like bleach blonde, like
that's George Urbano Barberini.
Yeah,
the most fucking Italian name.
It's a very Italian name.
I think it roughly translates to city barber.
Dan's gonna like that one.
You'll recognize him as one of the guys from the Gore movies, the GOR kind of fucking old school fantasy movies.
Of course, yeah.
But he's apparently also in Casino Royale.
Whoa!
Wow.
The new, the Daniel Craig one, which is fucking crazy.
It's so
watch
it. Going back and watching. I'm going through right now and watching all of these, the Church, the Sect, all of these, and seeing like Donald Pleasance, or seeing like all of these iconic, 80s guys who are working, with these Italian directors and stuff. It's such a treat seeing like these guys pop up.
Okay, I did look it up, and Urbano Barberini does look old and ugly now, so that's good.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah. Even in 2009, he looked old and ugly, so that feels good too.
Well, he was young. Like, it's weird because now actors are like at 68, like playing young dads and shit like that in Hollywood now. But like European actors, more than anyone, it's like they weren't drinking water or quitting smoking in like the 80s, you know what I mean? They didn't have that yet. So those guys all age like dogs, where it's just like they fucking 7 years for every human year. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at all the Italian stuff. I'm seeing the posters. Boy, they go really hard on posters.
It's so good, man.
Some of the best looking stuff you could ever hang up.
The poster art. I mean, as a kid, you go into the video rental store and you see one of these VHS covers or something, and you just get like a boner for it. I mean, it's so nice seeing the artwork and the special effects on top of it. I mean,
well, that's the thing is
there are like probably 80 movies I've never seen, but I could like draw the VHS cover from we finally last year on Action Boys did Dr. Giggles, a VHS cover that was haunting me since like 1988.
Wow.
And it was like, it's so not a good movie.
Oh, that does look.
That has that guy. I know who the guy is. I can't place his name. I know that.
I don't recognize any of the names I'm seeing on here, so this is something from your own warped and twisted past.
It's Larry Drake, the bad guy from
Darkman?
Darkman.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got a look. Wow.
He's got a very specific
Sam
look.
Raimi,
That's Dr.
Darkman, who inspired Dario
Darkwing
Argento.
Duck. Oh, the one thing I should say is like I don't want to give this one short shrift, at least with respect to Italian movies in general, which, like Gabrus pointed out, have this stark, especially from this time period, this very purposeful, like arch look almost to a lot of the shots. And even though this is like a slasher movie, where one of the great ones is. When the second lady walks out from behind the curtain and her throat getting slashed. It looks like Freddy versus Jason shit, like the way it gets.
Yeah, getting her throat pulled open. And then
the guy also gets it double.
Yes,
he gets goat seed.
Yeah.
Which looks insane, which is something you should do to Mitch the next time you guys are in a hotel room together. But all that stuff looks so amazing. But there are like these interstitial scenes where it's like it's showing how dead the theater is, right? Like you get the shot of like the stairs and it's like bathed in red, right? Or you get the shot of the auditorium, it's bathed in blue, whatever. Like these very monochromatic almost shots that are definitely there to elevate the art a little bit and maybe pad out the runtime. But it looks great too for all of the blood spurting and the we didn't even talk about the pus coming out of the thing is so like neon green and crazy.
It's neon green. One person is blue.
Yeah,
and it's like a ball that comes like a golf ball that comes
goopy.
out and then pops.
And for what reason,
so awesome.
undetermined.
The Goopy movie.
Honestly, a very goopy movie would have worked. One of them is getting attacked and she bites the finger and the finger just like opens up like fucking Easter candy like into her throat is so funny.
The gore and the kills. We'll talk about Suspiria next week, or maybe we won't. But also another very beautiful movie.
This is making me want to rewatch Suspiria, which I think is like one of our. But if we go off, Mike, email me some of your favorite Italian horror. I'm gonna
I'll hook you up. In. But the kills in Suspiria, also the falling glass and the shot of the lady, the lady with the glass sticking out of her face, or like the barbed wire room or something. Just the kills and stuff in it.
Goofy.
So good.
Yeah, we didn't even say really probably the best gore in this movie. It's something you need to see for yourself, even if you don't watch the full movie. Go try to find this scene where the aforementioned Gabrus's crush in this movie finally gets taken by the demon, and she doesn't just have the I'm turning into a demon. She fully bends over on the ground.
And someone goes, look at her back.
Yeah, we get it.
We are.
Her back
I already
splits.
was. Up her ass.
It fully splits open. A huge new monster pops out of her sternum.
So great.
Insane.
So great. And I
love a movie that doesn't even follow logic. It is where you're like, I didn't know this was a possibility. I love it.
This is watch Demons 2 also, because there's not only the punks who are driving around in the car, there's a direct analog. There's another set of punks who drive around in the car, and the guy, the pimp, is also in. He's a gym guy or whatever, so he's back. But the scene where there's a demon being birthed out of this lady's back. Yeah, they repeat that also in the second film, but they repeat it with a child, the boy. I believe it's the boy who was in the Jeep at the end.
Oh, okay.
I believe a demon comes out of his body, and like that scene got banned or whatever.
I think I'll skip that one, but thanks for the heads up. Very, very interesting, very unique stuff from these crazy Italian guys over there. I'm glad we watched it. Mike, would you like to give it a rating here out of something?
This is a total 10 out of 10.
I'll say 10 man of God out of 10 man of God.
Wow, that's huge.
I had a fucking blast. If you're gonna tell me it's under 90 minutes, it's got some beautiful people, it's got tons of great gore, it's got an awesome gore and score, baby.
Gore and score.
If it's got I'm on board.
I can watch this all day long.
Pleasantly surprised.
I could read about it all day long.
I'm gonna watch Demons 2 at minimum, at least.
Yeah.
I'm tracking down like everybody who's in this. I'm looking up what they, I'm in research mode.
You're getting freaky on it. You're getting really freaky with it.
I'm doing tricks on it.
You're bouncing on it. You really are. I'm there for it. I'm there for it. For me, look, I'm not one of these.
Here we go.
Listen, I'm not one of these guys, I'm not one of these guys.
Who is listening to this episode of the podcast going like, I gotta know what Jesse's score is.
Yeah, they're like, God damn it. They're mad.
It's like being let down by the fork score. It's like, do you know what this show is about?
They're gonna
Thank God we don't have a subreddit. Huh?
they'll be mad at me for that one too when it comes out. Look, this very, very, very solid, rewatchable, very solid. Probably eight spaghetti. Look, it's 8 spaghetti.
It's 8 spaghetti.
It's 8 spaghetti. It does what it says on the tin with this one. I was very pleasantly surprised by this. It's not all that challenging, but it's not all that stupid either. I just think like you
would have liked it if it was more buttoned up, maybe a little bit more polished or something.
No, not even. Like I think I'd love the American version of this that has like a fully conceived mythos. I think that'd be fun to see. What if Del Toro did something like this? You know, wouldn't that be interesting?
I would love a little more interplay between cinema and real life. That's like what I would add to this movie. I would just like really nail down, because you have this opportunity we're watching a movie that is potentially behind the curse. So what can we do to that? Like, can it give clues as to how to escape? Can it give can it cross over back and forth? Like, can we get into the cinema world? Can we see, that's what, I don't want to go full fucking Last Action Hero, but that's what intrigues me the most as as a film nerd.
I think so too. I think so often, like the thing I got, I think people don't like when I say this, but I really hate the John Wick sequels because they took the thing that was interesting and said, I think people are interested in this part of it. Let's spell it all the way the fuck out for everybody. And it never fails to disappoint, right? Like, it's not as good.
I shit on that all the time. I'm like, no, I think I like the guy avenging his dog's death more than I care about the Queeniverse.
The rules of the Continental.
Yeah, I'm like, just seeing a little dash of it was interesting. Now at the end, it's like,
well, who made the rules of the Continental?
Yeah. All of a sudden, everyone's got like, people are coming back to life and shit.
Well, but when you were watching the first John Wick and he's taking out the guy from Game of Thrones and blowing up all those guys, weren't you kind of thinking like, God, I wish Common was in this? I wish Common was in this. And I wish he was just as good as
Boban.
It needs Boban. They all need to be just as good as John Wick too, for whatever reason. The guy I'm led to believe is the best guy.
Yeah.
So
right.
like, you don't want to go that far into it where like everything, it's like, oh, now here's where the mask comes in. This is the whole movie just about where this mask ends up in the movie theater auditorium. I don't want that, but I would an adaptation of this that kind of says like, this is like a cult or whatever. Like, don't let the guy from American Horror Story do it. Like, get somebody who's got some fucking chops. Like, it gets like a normal guy to do it, or what? I don't want to see somebody fucking blow it. But
the John Wick movies keep presenting higher and higher tables. They're like, well, no, this is the highest table.
Yeah.
This is above the high table.
Can we get Fishburne in here to say that the table's really big? Just one line.
This is the guy who trained John Wick and taught him everything he knows.
Did you see the spinoff?
I saw a Ballerina. I had fun. It's pretty much like, not to be like as simple as it worked on me, because it's like, what if John Wick was absolutely a smoke show instead?
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, Keanu Reeves, a hunk.
Yeah, of course.
But, Anna de Armas, absolute gorgeous. And I will say, the movie does feature a flamethrower versus flamethrower fight, which you don't see very frequently.
You don't
and
see
that's
that.
kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you really only see that like when Grimes is over at Elon Musk's house. And they're talking about how to take care of their fucking crazy kids.
Custody.
They're insane fucking children.
So they talk to each other IRL, not just over like adding each other.
They have their AI agents talk to each other.
Well, they have Neuralink, of course. That's the main way they communicate.
They don't have to talk. They're telepathic. Actually, it's them two and a chimp that they can't seem to get off the group chat.
Boy, John, thank you so much for coming back and doing this, man.
Thank you.
Please, truly, anytime. I'm always down to clown.
The hardest working man in podcasting.
That's for sure.
I got nothing else. Boys.
We are right there with you, my man.
Gotta pay the rent.
Yeah.
I do have some intentions to come to Nashville in the new year. So maybe, maybe I couch it.
Let's
maybe
do
I
it.
come in there.
That would be sick. I will show you my asshole if you come here. I will show you my whole shit.
I'll bring mine.
Yeah. All right. So it's a date.
We'll get some White Castle.
I'll show you my asshole first.
Action Boys on Patreon.
Yes.
And Staying Alive. Where's the best place for people to see or listen to Staying Alive? What do you prefer?
wherever you watch, you can watch it on YouTube. We are a fully non-union television show now
Right
as
on.
well. So you can watch it on YouTube. We were able to union bust and not pay cameramen good rates and stuff. So we shoot in the studio. The other thing I have out there to plug is I did 30 episodes of the Gino Lombardo show, and now it's available as like a collectible cassette with original art. That is actually all 30 episodes on a flash drive in there, and that you can get at gino.gabrus.com.
Gino Lombardo.
Yeah, that actually, thank you
it's
so much.
So
guys.
fucking funny, and I realize now I am mad at you for doing that because Mike saw the cassette and was like, dude, we gotta make. I wonder how he did this. We gotta like make a cassette tape or what. So now we got this other fucking thing we have to think. So thank you for that, John. And
it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
God damn it!
The guy, my buddy Josh, the producer, I'm like, I want to do this. He's like, well, I don't know much, but we should do it fast before tariffs because I bet you China is where we get these from.
Yeah, it's probably not from here. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
All right, thanks, dudes.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
man.
you.
Go check that
Thank
shit out. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next month for probably no movies, unless we get a wild hair. You want to do Christmas movies in December?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
£1,000 head.